Hello, hello. Full screen. Okay. Good morning. So today is day 15 of our 21 days to connecting with your inner guidance. And actually, I might read today's, but we're going to do this on what if you don't have a loving higher power? What if, and I most certainly did not. When I got into 12 steps, they said, it can be a dinosaur, whatever you need it to be. And I think I couldn't even use the word God for the longest time because the God of my understanding was punitive, punishing, wrathful, testing me constantly. Just really, honestly, like it's the beginning of my book, Forbidden Emotions. God was an asshole. And that's, in fact, let me grab that. You're going to just have to look at that. I want to read the intro to this book, Forbidden Emotions, The Key to Healing, because this was my experience. And growing up in a very devout Catholic family, the religious clergy were God. So you're not allowed to question that. No matter how they behave with you, that's a reflection of God. And I remember when I saw the movie Spotlight about the pedophilia that was going on in the Catholic Church and how that first broke out in Boston. And it was amazing. And when they, in the movie, they're talking about the different young men that had experienced that. And they said the same thing. When you're told this is God and that's brainwashed into you, you can't question that. So you have to do what they say. And you can have something as traumatic as that around God, or just like, I wasn't even raised around the idea of God. But for anyone, I think the key is it's really important to find a concept that works for you, even if you can entertain the idea that there is a wiser part of me within me. Because we all, I think, have experienced those intuitive hits. Like maybe you think about somebody and then all of a sudden they show up. Just last week, my husband and I were talking about this gal that we always see when we hike. And we were like, God, we haven't seen her like in forever. And then we're like, God, I wonder what happened. And we heard her dog got attacked by another dog. So we're just pondering it. 3 days later, who comes running towards us? We're like, oh my God, Maya, hi, it's good to see you. So we had like a little mini reunion, but those are like the guidance that comes from within. Like I could tell you story after story, even how I got into tapping absolutely happened with guidance. I had been getting Gary Craig's emails forever. I didn't know anything about tapping. I read his stuff occasionally, but I didn't even with that, I was getting the emails. And then I saw a blip on Facebook for a forum and I checked it out. I didn't even know what it was, but I started doing it and I'm like, wow, there's something to this. So um, I'm just going to read this first part. I spent first grade in terror of my teacher, taught to believe this nun was godlike. If she were God, then I knew God was an asshole and I would burn in hell if I ever said that out loud. Some days I would hold a heating pad on my forehead and tell my mother I didn't feel well. She would feel my burning forehead and let me stay home. Relieved, I looked forward to watching The Price is Right and relaxing on the couch. My teacher punished us for even the smallest offenses, like leaving our desk open for a second longer than she deemed acceptable. If someone had to go to the bathroom, she often told them they had to wait until class was over. A few of my classmates wet their pants while sitting at their desks because they couldn't hold it any longer. As punishment, the teacher would grab the offending student, pull their pants down, and beat their bare bottom with a wooden ruler until welts appeared and tears rolled down their face. One day, our teacher was barking orders at us like she always did. I was so tired of being barked at and bullied, so tired of watching my classmates be terrorized and humiliated. We were to put our books in our desk, close the lid, fold our hands together on the top of the desk within 15 seconds. In an act of pure defiance, I took my two index fingers and I slid them under my closed desk lid in front of her. Her voice was so calm it was eerie. She told me to come up and stand in front of the room and put my hands out, palms up. She took out her weapon of mass destruction, a wooden ruler, using it on the bodies and psyches of students. She beat my hands so viciously that at one point I pulled them away because it hurt so much. An icy calm voice, in an icy calm voice, she hissed at me, "I'm not done with you yet. Put your hands back up here." I did and braced myself, tears flowing from my eyes as she thundered away on my palms. By the time she finished, I had welts on my hands that didn't allow me to hold a pen or pick up anything without grimacing. As you might imagine, faking sick so I could stay home along with my mom felt a lot safer in the daytime hours. Nighttime was a different story. And then I go into that more. But when you're raised around that, and that is a representative of God, of religion, of that, you learn to believe. I had a very twisted idea of what God was. I could not even say that for the longest time. I'm like, he's wrathful. I remember thinking, I trust the devil more because the devil is constantly a shit. So at least I know where I stand with the idea of the devil. And it's fascinating to me. Now I truly do believe in a loving force of love, God, the great spirit, whatever you want to call it. I actually like those words better than the universe. I just feel it personalizes a little bit more. And I think we just need to allow ourselves to be open to, I don't believe in a loving God, and make that okay. And then in the making of that okay, who knows what might come and what might come through you that will help you. So let's tap karate chop. Even though I don't believe in a loving God, it makes me cringe thinking about it. I choose to honor my truth right now. Even though I don't believe in a loving God, maybe my God was punishing, punitive, wrathful. I'll pass, thank you. I deeply and profoundly accept myself now. Even though the God of my understanding sucked. But I'm not supposed to say that out loud. But what if I could see this differently? Even just 1% now. Go to the eyebrow. This God of my understanding. Maybe I never even had a connection with God. Maybe I have no belief whatsoever in any kind of higher power. And if I need to, what if I can investigate that? What's that all about for me? What could be behind my utter disbelief in a loving God or no God at all? If whatever I believe is working for me, that's great. But if I want to believe in something that can truly guide and direct me, what if my higher power needs an upgrade? What if my idea of a loving force feels too far-fetched? And what if that's okay too? What if right now, if it's not working for me, whatever my concept is, what if that's just okay? And what if I can go into that more and explore it? I just don't believe it. I don't believe in a loving God, a higher power that's actually there to help me and guide me. And that's okay. Or maybe I believe in a wrathful, punishing God. And what if I could explore that? Where did that idea come from? Who told me about this? And is it even true? And what if I need an upgrade in this department, I can just allow my mind to explore where my original concepts came from. And what if I can see what happens with this? And what if through making where I'm at right now okay, I am able to feel freer, lighter in my exploration, and just see what happens. And if that upgrade is needed for me, what if this is the best place to start? To just explore my current state of affairs and see what comes without having to try to make it any different. And what if that opens me up to something amazing? And then take a breath. And I noticed that was my own progression. I kept getting guided to things. When I gone to a Unity church when I lived in Chicago, this gal just handed me these, they were cassette tapes. Listen to these. They were called Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. I still have them, only I have them in CD now. And I was listening to those, and that's when I had my spiritual experience, because what happened is it just rearranged how I was taught to see things in a far better way. And it's just been completely changing for me since that time happened. And but I went through and I thank God for tapping, because that's also helped me with a very human part of me that has doubt, fear, lacks faith, and all that, and can learn to make that okay too. So I hope you found this helpful. We'll see you back here tomorrow with day 16. And that's it. Bye for now. Take care.